Hey guys, it's Luca Reborn here with Borodor's character video. Just gonna talk about, show a few things. I like playing some range characters. In the last two videos I'm gonna make is about Borodor and Throw Barb. So first off, Borodor's feats. Obviously, if you're gonna go range with them, max out accuracy as fast as you possibly can. There's only two things in the entire feat list that passively increases range damage. Accuracy is one of them. Combat reflex is the other one. Only because it increases your attack speed, it does work with ranged attacks. Armor proficiency, don't really need to do anything with that. Dodge, nothing. Endurance if you want. Evasion, very good to take, especially for damage reduction against magical attacks. Forge lore is pointless because you're going to have a crafting character if you watch my crafting video. Great fortitude if you want to. Hail of bolts, this will be the number one feat to use the entire time you're playing Borodor if you are playing solo. If you are playing with an ally, I'll show that in a little bit here. This is not as great. Actually, auto attacking is way better than Hail of Bolts, and I'll show you why in a few minutes. Hand weapon focus is pointless if you're going ranged attacks. Improved critical only works with melee attacks. You almost never crit. I think there's a 1% crit chance to crit with a ranged attack, and there's no way to improve it within the game. So improved critical is pointless. Iron Will, if you want to start using his precise shots and its smoke powder line, then Iron Will help you with that. Precise shot will add base hit chance to the enemy and a percentage increase to damage, which is pretty great. It goes up to 75% increased damage when you use this ability. This can be a very good boss killing ability if you're playing solo. Ransack, it's just flat damage. You don't use this for the damage, you use it for the increased treasure chance. How it works is you have one chance, even if you miss, to ransack an enemy for extra loot, and the loot will just pop out without killing the enemy. And then if you ransack treasure chests, it will also pop out with extra loot. Because when you ransack it, it will also open the treasure chest at the same time, and then extra loot will pop out. Percent chance too. If you craft increased treasure chance on gear, plus this feat, I think it's a total of a 40% chance for additional treasure. If you're using Borodor as a first-time playthrough, it can be really good to find better weapons faster and gold faster. We also have the smoke powder line, Bolt and Bomb, since it has a plus symbol next to their damage. That is applied to the quality of your weapon. So if you have flawless weapon, times this number by 4 for both of these. Satchel does not have a plus symbol, so therefore it just does that flat damage number. That's it. And then if you don't want to play ranged fighter, you can do two weapon fighting, dual wield. You can do sword and board. He's very, very strong. Armor class wise, if you go sword and board with him, because of a certain feat he unlocks later on. Stealth, this is where Smoke Powder Satchel can actually get very, very strong. Stealth has a plus symbol next to its damage, so therefore the quality of your weapon increases the damage that Stealth can add on to sneak attacks. Any attack that does damage out of Stealth will get this bonus damage. So, for example, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 6 is 24. So you get 8 to 24 extra damage on any attack you do from stealth mode. And once you attack it, it brings you out of stealth. You gotta go back into stealth. So 8 to 24, add that to the base damage of 35 for rank 1 in Smoke Powder Satchel. Now you're doing 43 to 59 damage with Smoke Powder Satchel in a 3 feet area. And then the higher this goes, the higher the base damage of it goes, and then you times that by the quality of your weapon, anywhere from 1.0 for a base weapon to 4.0 for a flawless weapon. So that's where smoke powder bomb, bolt, satchel, anything that you can do damage with, and especially precise shot, will get this massive boost from stealth. The reason I like playing ranged with him is I'm gonna take these gloves off because I get some combat reflexes from it. Already have 5 in combat reflexes, so this is how fast he attacks with 5 points in combat reflex. It's actually pretty pathetic. It's very, very slow. And then if you add in the gloves and you get a max rank of 10 with combat reflexes, this is how fast he attacks. This is as fast as you can attack as a solo Borodor character. So it's still not that great. That's why Hail of Bolts, the feat, I don't have it, allow you shoot 6 bolts out with one cast, and it's not affected by attack speed because it's an active feat. All active feats do not get affected by attack speed. So you can point blank range Hail of Bolts on an enemy and hit them 6 times with one attack, which is great for solo Borodor, and that's why that's the best ability to use if you're solo. If you're playing with an ally, and that ally is playing a Necro, this is where it makes Borodor the strongest ranged attacker in the game. Borodor also has the only ability in the game that you unlock later on in his class quest that allows you to buff you and an ally's ranged damage. It's some type of Dwarven Shout ability. It adds 5 more hit chance to the base attack of melee or ranged attacks, and it adds +5 to the minimum and maximum damage, and it's affected by the quality of your weapon. So if you have a flawless weapon, that's an extra 20 to minimum and 20 to maximum. 2 range damage, melee damage. And it's the only allied group buff that works on range damage. The Cleric Bless spell does not work on range damage. Only Borodor Shout. So that alone makes Borodor the strongest ranged character later on in the game. And if you have a Necro ally who uses haste, his Borodor's attacks go from this. I'll keep attacking as I'm doing it. Goes from this to this. This is where it surpasses Hail of Bolts. I think I did a time test, and it was about 36 attacks in 10 seconds. Or 1 minute. I can't remember what the timer was I put on there. But we'll wait till haste drops down to see how, and this is how slow he gets without haste. Haste will add another 43.5% attack speed. I don't know if it rounds up or down, so we'll say between 43 and 44% extra attack speed, on top of having maxed ranked combat reflexes. So again, with 10 ranks in combat reflexes, and then with Necro Haste, he attacks really, really quick. This is actually really, really fast for a crossbow user. And when you have endgame gear and endgame stats, you can just melt enemies very, very quickly. And that's about the bait. That's about all there is for the Borodor. I mean, like I said before, if you want to find better loot or have a 40% chance for better loot crafted on gear and use this, it's not that great. Eventually, all the loot drops anyways. I mean, flawless is the strongest you can find. The flawless base of a weapon or armor. So it's not like any other ARPGs where there's different affixes and prefixes and suffixes and stuff that drop on gear. It's just you find the flawless base piece and then you craft that piece into something better. So ransack eventually becomes useless. If you don't like ranged attacks still, I mean, you can use a bow with them, but then smoke powder, bolt, and bomb don't work, I don't think, because it uses a crossbow. This actually just uses a bomb. The smoke powder bolt won't work. Precise shot won't work. Hail of bolts won't work if you're using a bow. Bow attacks do attack faster, but with less feat chances. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.